piece of shit.
So many people do not understand the context.
Beheaded babies, cut off pregnant women belly, took her fetus from outside of her belly, burned it alive, and then burned her. They tied up children, they tied up their parents, tortured them, raped them in front of their kids.
Which this October 7th assault happened.
Assault?
Assault.
They understand the assault.
When did we become resistance?
October 7th assault happened.
Hamas monsters while they were carrying out the slaughter with GoPro cameras. They were doing live broadcasts of the murder. They were posting things on the social media accounts of their victims while they were killing them.
So many people do not understand the context.
Almost simultaneous with the slaughter,
Assault
about the family that was slaughtered and the baby that was put inside of an oven and burned alive while raping the mother and shot the father.
I had only merited to prepare one body for burial. That preparation was to know that I can handle a dead body and that I could be in the same room and that I have that ability.
October 7th, we had a slaughter of more than 1,400 people.
Assault.
Your husband is preparing the men. Can you just give a sense of what he saw?
The first 3 bodies that he prepared were headless.
So many people do not understand the context.
And there's no head to be found. The bodies were identified by DNA or tattoos or other indicators, but there was no head. We had bodies that came in that we could not determine where the head and where the legs of the body were.
Assault.
We got actually bags of charcoal.
So many people do not understand the context
of our Jewish babies, sisters, mothers, grandmothers. There was indication that many of them were burnt alive, just the way their bodies were, the position of their bodies. You can tell that they were trying to protect themselves or in fetal position as they were lit on fire.
The chief pathologist, Dr. Chen Kugel, was explaining you could tell when people were burned alive by when there was soot inside of their lungs because it meant that they were breathing while they were being burned.
Just from the positions, you could tell this person was in severe agony as their soul left them.
What was the condition in terms of the private parts of the women?
We did see that they were the clothing at the bottom part of these women's bodies did not have clothing on them. We saw that shoes were missing, that they had been running and they had been, mowed down mid-run. In most cases, the women had been violated in some way. 100%, multiple wounds. It was a sadistic attack on each one of them. Seeing a woman with her arm hacked off, seeing people burned together.
So many people do not understand the context.
Aged just 22, was having the time of her life at a music festival.
Assault happened.
This seems silly, but I need to get this out. All of the jewelry was stolen, and I know that sounds so dumb, but they caused so much horrifying damage and humiliation and pain to our people. And then when they were done, they didn't leave without the little bag of a little prize of jewelry. Nobody had jewelry on them, and that's impossible.
And I'll tell you this, I think that's what's going to happen in America. I pray to God that it doesn't, or I pray to God I got my gun in my hand when it does. We've allowed so many illegal aliens in our countries by the millions. And you can't tell me that that's not at least a couple thousand people that are either going to be radicalized, susceptible of radicalization, or are already a part of a terrorist organization.